Well, it wasn't the most enthralling game for season 2016, but for the longest road trip in the AFL, the Eagles will be thrilled to return home with 4 points under their belt, heading into a week's rest. Welcome to Eagle Review, proudly sponsored by Masters, chocolate, strawberry, iced coffee. Take your pick. It's going off the Richter.
What's your favourite?
Just throw them all into a big tub and mix them all up.
Wow.
Ben Roberts, the Lions, second bottom of the ladder, only by percentage, just the one win. It was the result, I guess, the league expected, but they did have to weather a storm early on.
Yeah, I'm a chocolate man, by the way. Thanks for asking. I think, class prevailed in the end. They won by 50 points. A lot of people unhappy, saying it was the worst 50-point loss they've ever seen. A little alarmist, I would suggest. But look, they played pretty well. They got the job done, but still, agree, plenty to work on.
They do start well against most opposition, the Lions, and kind of faded away. So we did see that on the weekend. Good to see Jonathan Giles get his debut in West Coast Eagles colours, all at the expense of Scott Lycett, who was left out with disciplinary reasons. It was funny having two brand new ruckmen in, and were they competing for that 22 spot when Scott comes back?
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? And like I saw at the update that Giles, he said it'd be good that they've played together all year at East Perth, and I thought they pretty good all during the day. The Eagles actually scored really well from stoppages and from the centre square. So they did a lot of work, particularly to curb the influence of Stephen Martin, and the midfielders adapted nicely to not going for where Nick's going to hit it, but to maybe reacting to where Stefan's going to hit it. So they actually did pretty well in the middle.
It's going to be a very interesting scenario. You've got Eric McKenzie in the back half now, running around for East Perth, getting a game down there. Tom Barrass produced a fantastic game on the weekend, I thought. His commitment to the contest and his work aerial to bring the ball to ground a lot of the time. Interesting one for selectors now.
Yeah, he's a good player, Tom Barrass. Really good at marking, intercept marking, like the Gov man, and really good at getting up, and a lot of good spoils at the weekend. The only thing that probably let him down a couple of times was his disposal in the back 50, but they're things you can work on. He's only a young pup as well, so a big future hopefully for Tommy Barrass. He's going very well.
Good to see Lecker return to some form, 15 touches, 4 goals. The challenge will be to now produce that week in, week out and against some quality opposition, but was under a bit of heat and good that he responded.
Yeah, it was good to see Lecker get a couple of goals along with JD, and JK got a couple of goals as well, so a bag of goals as well, 5 goals. It was good to see them sort of play together and all play well, and hopefully, as you say, they can take it forward.
Good to see him kick the ball into Walker's guts too. That was a bit of humour there as well. Mark Hutchings' game was an interesting one. Daniel Rich had an absolute string in the first quarter, double-digit touches. They moved Hutch to him. I think he had 3 touches for that quarter and only finished with 20. Curbed his influence on the game spectacularly well. And now we've got that option. Now, if we want to send someone to a superstar to nullify them and be that tagging option if we want to go to it.
Yeah, he's done that before, Hutchie. Did it... I won't say famously, but did it memorably against the Patrick Dangerfield when he was playing for Adelaide, in Adelaide a couple of years ago, and did a really good job. Rich, 14 or 13 times in the first quarter, I think all of them kicks, probably one of the best kicks in the comp, so if you can stop him getting it, you're going to go a long way, and that was a key to one of the keys to the Eagles' win.
Had 4 lines rack up 30-plus touches, though, so the midfield will want to tighten up on those numbers that they did generate. Elliot Yeo and Jack Redden would have been thrilled to get the 4 points at their old stomping ground at the Gabba. Even Elliot Yeo had a terrific game, had something double-digit tackles and kicked a goal at the end. Gave the Lions cheer squad a bit of, how's your father?
Bit of tongue work.
Apparently they were lashing him all day, so well done Yeo firing back in style.
Yeah, he would have had an even better day if he'd kicked this one off his back on the ground, Darren Jarman style, but not to be. Jack Darling probably would have been in the nominations as well had he kicked this soccer goal. We were riding this from the boundary and faded late. Yeah, but what about Crippo? Okay, last week nearly kicked goal of the year, ran down the whole ground, Phil Manassa style, just missed. But this week, nailed it, which was good. Not quite as far, perhaps, he ran, but still took a couple of bounces and good on him, slotted it.
Still not enough to get a goal of the round, a nomination, though, for Cribbo. I thought Luke Shuey might have got a mention as well. His centre clearance, the way he put the foot down and made Robinson just eat dust, and gold from 50. Got a bit of treatment from Merritt on the way through as well. That was a pretty good shot.
Yeah, it was a good goal, very good goal. A lot of pace shown, and a little bit of mayo from Luke throwing the head back, but we'll let him off the hook for that.
What a courageous effort from Matty Prittis to play through his unfortunate injury. Looked like Voldemort there for 3 and a bit quarters, and he was in all sorts coming off the ground. Just splattered. It was like Van Damme movies all over him.
I was expecting him to wear a different number this week because he was going through jumpers with blood all over him that often. Yeah, but he spends that much time at the coalface, he's bound to eventually cop one in the face, so he's probably well overdue, in fact.
Yeah, good call. Thought Jeremy McGovern put Daniel Rich into next week. You could see him from the side of the ground when you were there watching live that he had run about 30 yards to deliver this bump and didn't slow down in the slightest. Good to see Rich get up, but Gabba hit him with a fair bit of force.
He likes a bump, Gov. Do you remember in round 1 this year he lined up Stephen Martins in a similar style? Yeah. So he likes it against the Lions,
Tall or small, he's ready to go.
Yeah.
Let's get into some roasts of the round. Just a few to get through this week. Let's kick it all off. Big Daniel Merritt, great spoil here out on the wing in this particular contest. But Dermot Brereton said, unfortunately, he spoiled his own teammate. Yeah, no, have a look at that one. I don't think so. Unless you've got super glue on your fist, I don't know how his teammate's marking that one, Ben.
Dermy.
Reaching.
Don't know about Dermy.
Reaching big time. What do you got for me?
It's not the only thing that I'm going to mention about Dan Merritt. What about the start of the quarter here? Does Dan Merritt just drop one here and JK? Is that what's happened there?
I don't know whether he's saying, mate, your form's been that smelly or whether actually something's been let off. Who knows?
Yeah, but okay. But
good pick up there.
Yeah, so moving on, we've got the goal umpire. I don't know how this happened.
Well, thank goodness the replay system's in place, or it would have been a goal.
Yeah, and luckily, it wasn't a point, and then the Eagles lose by 5 points, and you go, well, mate. But remember, it happened in the grand final. A lot of people there, a lot of noise. But the Gabba, I think there was 3 people there, including you. It's not like you can't hear it hit the post for a start.
All right, let's go into the third quarter now. Jack Darling having this mark sewn up. The umpire thought so. Blew the whistle. It's got to be a free kick or a mark. No, it's play on. Interesting call, especially when Pierce Hanley gets this kind of treatment from Fraser McInnes. Spoil. Bit of inconsistencies, different umpires, so hard to stay consistent, but that was a noodle scratcher.
Thanks for taking the umpire one off my hands. Well, here we go. I'll give you another umpire one. Shannon Hearn. Now, look at it. The options here for this decision are either Shannon Hearn is being called to play on when he's outside, therefore it's a throw in there.
Yep.
Or when he kicks it, if he's not gone off his line and it goes out of bounds, it's out in the full where it lands.
Yep. No juggle from Lewis Jetta, so it was a clean grab. So I have no idea how they got to that.
He's making it up as he goes along.
But the winner. Gee, this was an interesting one. So I'll set the scene for you. Where we were sitting in the crowd, we had Andrew Gaff's parents in front of us. And they had some nervous moments. We had Andrew Gaff going back with the flight of the ball right in front of us. And there was a little bit of a whimper like, oh, gee, that's never nice to see, because we all remember Port Adelaide. We know the courage displayed by Andrew Gaff. But then fast forward another quarter, he delivers this ball on the wing. Daniel Rich comes in and bang, whacks him to the turf. Don't get a good view of it through the camera. And I thought after the game, gee, I look forward to going back and reviewing that bump. Did Daniel Rich get him late? Was it excessive? No, mate. I'll tell you what I got instead. I got a setup gag from Fox Footy with a line on the camera. What's going on there? Where's me replay?
Name me one sports fan that any moment of good play, poor, something like an incident, like a bump or something like that, or something that's in the game that's pivotal, or a moment that you go, yeah, I'd like to have another look at that, would rather look at some stupid gag like a line, or some stupid graphic, or a commentator cam from 3 tiers up where no one can see what's going on anyway, and just show the punters what they want to see, and that's the football.
That's a great ending. Agree with it. Back it. We'll see you in a fortnight.
Bye.
Do you want to be a part of WA's more awesome squad? Prove it. You can win 5 tickets for you and mates to come to a West Coast Eagles home game. Just snap a photo of you and your other squad members, hashtag Masters Squad, and head to Masters Instagram or Facebook page to get the ultimate fan experience.